UFC star Paddy Pimblett releases a shocking statement saying he wants to join the WWE, and this would have major implications on the company going forward. Plus, Jeff Hardy releases his one stipulation about being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, gotta say we're on the road for 3,000 subscribers here before the end of the summer, so if you're not subscribed already, you want to keep up to date on everything that's happening around the wrestling world, make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's jump right into the first topic of the video today, which is Jeff speaks out on potential Hall of Fame induction, and of course, we're talking about the Enigma, Jeff Hardy here. Obviously, in a recent interview, he talked about being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and this is what he actually had to say here. He goes on to say, he says, "For sure, man, when I denied it for the first time, it just didn't feel right, and going in there without Matt," he says, "I mean, I cried after that phone call. I was just thinking about all the really cool moments I have given to pro wrestling world. I'm so proud of it, but it didn't feel right at all. So I just wanted to wait. If I did do this, I'm definitely doing that with Matt. You know, it would be a Hardy Boys thing. I just want one ring. I don't want two rings." And this is a kind of shocking statement from Jeff Hardy to say. Obviously, we all know he did deny that Hall of Fame induction the first time, and now we're hearing why. He says he doesn't want to have two rings. He wants to have a ring with Matt Hardy as the Hardy Boys, and they've definitely deserved this. I think we will definitely see the Hardy Boys inducted into the Hall of Fame as a tag team, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. I would dare say the best tag team of all time. So it's great to hear Jeff kind of come out here and say, "I'm not doing this without Matt." He said, "I've given a lot of great moments to pro wrestling. Obviously, in his solo career, he's done wonderful things. And also, in his tag team career, he has done amazing things with Matt Hardy as well." So hearing that he doesn't want two rings, he just wants one with Matt, is the perfect thing to hear here, because I think they definitely deserve this. They definitely put tag team wrestling on the map. I'm definitely going to come out and say a bold statement like that, because I don't think tag team wrestling would be like it is today without the Hardy Boys, without Jeff Hardy, you know, risking it all, defying the laws of physics at times, being speared off a ladder, being all the stuff that Jeff Hardy's done, the swantons off the ladders, everything that he's done in his career. He definitely deserves a Hall of Fame ring. But not to take away from Matt Hardy as well. He is a tremendous wrestler, tremendous tag team wrestler as well, and definitely both these guys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Definitely as a tag team, it just makes the most sense. They're one of the best tag teams of all time, and I think it's, you know, very soon we are going to see this induction happen. And, you know, they're kind of on their 18th hole of their career right now, coming up to, you know, retirement, and seeing them maybe have one more run in WWE as the Hardy Boys in NXT would be a great way to cap off a career and then go into the Hall of Fame together as brothers. It would just be great to see. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Would you take a thing like Jeff here and just deny your solo induction and wait for your brother as the Hardy Boys, or would you rather have two rings than one? Let me know down below in the comment section. We're going to get into the main topic of the video today, which is Paddy Pimblett wants to join WWE. And yes, if, you know, WWE fans watch this and you're not a UFC fan, you probably don't know who Paddy Pimblett is, but he is a star. He's one of the biggest stars in the UFC right now, coming off a big win last night, actually in the UFC, putting his streak up to 6-0. But Paddy the Baddy Pimblett is a tremendous UFC fighter, and now we're getting reports today that he's interested in joining WWE. This is actually what he went on to say here. He said, WWE pays big money as well, and if you got to have a character, you got to have a character. You've got to have a personality, and I've got a personality, so it would work. So yeah, Triple H, if you ever want to sign me up, just let me know. I'll make an appearance for some cash. He also went on to say here, I have considered WWE because I used to love the WWE growing up. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, is my favorite fighter. I love the sweet chin music someone in the cage in the UFC. That would be great to see. He says, DX, when I was even younger, he said X-Pac was my favorite wrestler. So, you know, hearing Paddy coming out saying he was a big fan of Triple H, DX, Shawn Michaels, It's all great words to hear if you're Triple H. And now with TKO holding, owning both the UFC and WWE, it's definitely going to be easier to make these crossovers happen. And I think there's no better UFC fighter right now to bring over than Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Him and Sean O'Malley, in my opinion, are the two up-and-coming, Sean O'Malley's a champion right now, but they're the most popular younger fighters in the UFC. So having Paddy the Baddy come over would just do numbers for WWE. He is such a personality. I would say he's up there on the personality level with Conor McGregor. Obviously, Conor McGregor was a little bit more savage in his day, but building up the fights, Paddy excels at that. He's a great trash talker. And then at the end of the fight, he's good at giving a heartwarming speech as well. So that's going to transition well into the WWE if we do see this happen. I think Paddy will put on some great promos here with whoever he does face off with. And I do see this as a potential one-off feud, a one-off match. I think that would make the most sense. Obviously, he's young in his UFC career right now, so he wants to have a run at that. But if he comes in and then later on down the road when he's done with the UFC and wants maybe a full-time position like a Ronda Rousey, he could definitely do that. It would definitely be nice to see him, especially in a one-off match. We've seen a pile of these. We've seen Floyd Mayweather at one point, and it just... he would be the perfect guy to bring over because he's hot right now. A lot of UFC fans love this guy, and I think bringing him over to the WWE for one-off match would bring those UFC fans to the WWE, and if they like what they see, they will stick around, and I think this would be perfect. I think he has the personality for it. He has a grappling background. Obviously, he's pulled off a few submissions. He's a great striker as well in the UFC, so with a few training lessons from maybe his idol in Shawn Michaels, I think this guy could definitely put off a one-off match, and we've seen a lot of people kind of transition over. We've seen Logan Paul, obviously, who was a boxer, transition over and has become a great wrestler. So I think with some wrestling training, some WWE training, Paddy Pimblett could easily do a one-off match, and I would just love to see this. I think it would be perfect for the WWE now with TKO owning both companies. It's a lot easier to make this happen, and if Triple H sees fit to have Paddy Pimblett on a card facing off against maybe like an Austin Theory or something like that, I think those guys would have a great feud back and forth together. And I think a lot of WWE fans would fall in love with Paddy the Baddy. He is such a great, personality, and just having him in the WWE would just be so fun to see. And I'm so excited, and I really, really hope that it happens. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think about Paddy the Baddy Pimblett coming on over to WWE for maybe a one-off match, and then later in his career, maybe he comes over full-time? I would love to see this. I love this guy. I think he would be the perfect guy who's in the UFC right now to transition over, and I think I'm just in love with this. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Damn Django. He says, does Moxley or Ospreay come to WWE? And that is a very great comment of the day. It kind of got me thinking, if I was to pick between either one of these guys to come to WWE, it would have to be Moxley. Obviously, he once was Dean Ambrose in WWE, so AEW is kind of on a little bit of a decline now. I'm going to say it. So maybe Moxley says maybe the door's open for a return. Obviously, with Roman Reigns now potentially coming back at SummerSlam, with Seth Rollins back from injury now, it would really be nice to see the Shield link up again and see Dean Ambrose probably coming back as Jon Moxley back in the WWE. I would love to see that. Do I see a Will Ospreay move in the future? I'm not really sure about that. I don't really know how I feel about that. We've seen, Will Ospreay kind of chirping Triple H, kind of maybe cutting ties or cutting down the bridge between him and WWE. But who knows? We've seen crazier things happen in the WWE. But Will Ospreay for sure would put on bangers of matches in the WWE if he did come over. But I really appreciate that comment. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you're down below, hit that like button. It helps push these videos out to all the wrestling fans on YouTube Also, comment on the video. You might be featured on the comment of the day, just like our buddy Damn Django was today. And subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're on the road for 3,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out a video we did the other day talking about Punk and Drew McIntyre, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.